It's the Cable
Yeah, limited counterplay. They've slowly teased land destruction elements out of the cube. When Caracas was first added to Vintage Cube, it's not like, this is the most broken card on the scale, easily played along the power 9. It was like something kind of cute to do to bounce your own legends and stuff. Like bouncing Vendilion Click to Vendilion Click your opponent again was one of the more powerful things you could do with Caracas. Not a bad pick too there. You think they've nerfed Burn a fair bit? I think they've pulled a lot of Burn cards because they don't think they're good enough, said Ian. Red is one of the best colors in the cube, but they cut a lot of mono red cards like Sulfuric Vortex, not because they were unfun to play against, but because their win rate was dwindling. What do you take over Recall? I mean, do you want a process of deduction then? There's like 5 Moxen, a Black Lotus, and a Soul Ring that people might consider over Recall. Every time you see it, though, it's like some question. What could they have seen? I don't know, maybe one of the other power cards. What possible card? It's those. It was one of those. Ooh. This is a sexy-ass Mystical Tutor. I like Stock Up quite a bit in terms of putting things together, but Mystical Tutor, when you got Recall and Flash here, this is going to, like, increase the chance that we turn 2 Flash somebody. Ooh, Flash Titan. What are you doing with this, huh? I mean, if I've got like a sub-reanimator thing with Emperor Bones, one of the cool things about Flash is it does put the card directly in your graveyard. So one of its better shells is Reanimator. And if I am doing a Reanimator sub-theme, then I probably want that bit of Triumph Hunt to bin stuff. Occasionally bin things. 1 mana tutor for a Planeswalker at the top of your library. You think that would see play? Maybe some casual EDH deck. Just to have it. Is this an interesting Flash card? Oh, it doesn't even have time for the thing to resolve, right? You'd get the, I think you would get the 3/2/2s. Yeah, I don't know if slightly better than Grave Titan is what I'm looking for. Concealed Curtains made the cut. Concealed Curtains been in the cube for a while. It's not the worst. What's the worst card in the cube? Probably Field of the Dead. Oh my. Yeah, seems like one of those decks where Mox Sapphire is just miles better than Soul Ring and Mox Jet. I mean, Mox Jet would still be great, but we're going to take that one. I should actually take a snip of this, huh? That's kind of cute. Yeah. We don't have a duel for the Misty Diagram, which makes me think that Vista is better. We could take Woodfall Primus here, have a backup thing to flash in. Yeah, I think that's solid, actually. Our mana requirements are just not that high right now. I guess we have Cryptic. In an ideal world, the Primus would wheel. But we don't live in an ideal world. One of my favorite runs the other season, I had both Etali and Emrakul in my Flash deck, and I kept on brainstorming to set up the Etali flip to hit the Emrakul. It was very satisfying. I think I was supposed to grab Lose Focus here, but I might grab Etali anyway. I'm a fan. I like that stupid dinosaur. Right, SM Cardi. What would he take over Mox and Soul Ring? Oh my god! What could it have been? What an idiot! It was a good throwback, Cardi. It was good. Yeah. I thought the all caps made it clear as a reference. Huh? I never said you called somebody an idiot, Silent Martyr. It is not a question that has been asked today for the first time ever. It's a question that I get almost every time somebody passes me a Mox. So you got years and years of that response built up within inside me. Oh shit, what up? How you Flash 15? Thanks for the sob, thanks for the 4 months there. Every career does have a downside, Boom Forest, for sure. I'm never trying to make a specific person feel bad or something. Was not my intent. I think I want this probe. A little probe action. There's the worm. Starting to look like we've got too many flashables for our one flash. We'll see though. Maybe we'll get like more ways of protecting it, like some discard and a force of will and more black tutors to find the flash. And we can just be all in on it and that'll be all right. So Luring Revealed is good. We're going to take the Animate Dead. Worm is not a good one to reanimate. Yeah. I can make you feel bad. It's your kink. Gross. I would never want to help a stinky little pervert like you. Didn't wheel the Mox. You wish there was more support for Sephiroth in the cube? Yeah. I bet it'll show up in the arena cube. And I bet it'll be sweet there. Well, there's a Vamp Tutor. A Spellseeker for Flash would also work, but we're going to take Vamp Tutor. Vamp Tutor and Mystical Tutor, you can play them on turn 1, Flash on turn 2. Spellseeker, you need to like wait until turn 3, and after that even. Vamp Tutor is sweet, because like if you have the Flash, you can get the Worm too. Show and Tell? Do we want to Show and Tell? These are not exciting cards to Show and Tell in. Usually you want like a Traxa or, you know, Archon, something that wins the game. Beats whatever your opponent puts in. These mostly don't. Probably going to grab it anyway. Frantic Search versus Mind Twist. Frantic Search helps our deck function. Nice consistency card. Let's just do the Animate Dead thing. Mind Twist is at its best against decks that are just like a pile of interaction. I guess we could like twist them before Show and Telling. Make sure the coast is clear. Could work out. There's a lot to love about Snapcaster Mage here. It's like whether we want that or the Necromancy. I feel like Reanimator is like our sub-theme. I'm going to take the Snapcaster here. Flashback that Recall. Just have all the cards. Do I think Reanimate over Mox would have been justifiable? No. Ooh, a little Underground Sea. Yeah, Inquisition and Sin are both very good here, but we're going to take this Underground Sea. Hard to say no to that one, huh? Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier! I guess I'll grab Torsten. We can flash in the Torsten, then the Torsten can find World Spine Worm and Snapcaster to Snapcast back the Flash. You're surprised there wasn't a thought for Lutri? Well, currently, I really like all these cards. And if I was just to play this as a deck, we would be playing 19 lands. And Lutri, while a solid card, and there's like some cards here I wouldn't mind copying, Lutri does not add to my card count. Doesn't help with that flood issue. So I'm looking for cards right now still. Lutri's pretty good if you already have enough playables. Just throw it in, have a little bit of value just in case. But you want to build your deck first. That is a late Psychic Frog. Thank you, everybody else at the table, for giving me my frog! I guess that was the last place I could have seen it, Tom. I think I'm going to take the Occult Epiphany. Maybe Overlord's better. Maybe Collective Brutality's better. We don't have a ton of removal. We got some removal. It is like a duress effect, too. I think I want the Epiphany. That's pretty solid. Now we got enough playables. I'll throw Dam in the board. Not sure if I want this one. I guess we can vamp for it. Ooh. Maybe we'll cut the Seed Shank. Nine black sources, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bloom. What's 11, 10 in? The Sunken Ruins helps for Cryptic Command anyway. Because that'll probably widen as the as the format goes on. Unless I've got some crazy days. 80% win rate. Is it 50% trophy rate? Oh my. That's a higher shift than I would have expected. So if they're playing counters, then I want to flash now. But if they're playing reanimation effects, then I want to flash on their turn. I was gonna do it now. Could hit a haste creature. Or a Minskin Boo. Okay. Is this good? I don't know if it's good. We'll see. Well, they've got a Mother of Runes to my 11 power, so I guess it'll be 13 power. So it's probably good. They've got an Atraxa in their deck? What do you think they're doing with Atraxa? Is it there to... Maybe it's a natural order hit? Because they've got green mana, they're probably playing Dorks. Play another Mock Sapphire so I don't have to discard here. I've just been taking all the snips today. Get the opponent's board, snip that too. It's important. It's important to see the board. The board matters. What did you bring to show and tell today, Caleb? I brought my mom. Oh. Let's all clap for 420 Blaze its mom. Very nice. Do it again? Well, maybe I will. You got it. One underground mortuary. Mox Emerald. Alright. You want an Inquisition here, but I think you want to turn 2 flash more. to play around Containment Priest or not. I think if they had Containment Priest here, they would have held it up. I could be wrong. The Worm can also lose sometimes if they've just got like a lot of removal. Like removal spell, and it's just a 5/5. So I think it's worth the risk reward of them having Containment Priest, making sure that you get to get this bill off the board. They could have saved their bill with Caracas there. That's a zesty hand. Opponents attracts that makes sense. Also makes the show and tell that I played last game way ballsier. In retrospect, very ballsy show and tell. It's a sweet album too. I'm gonna keep the prog train growing. Play this Earthside album. I like this album. Would you like to counter this? You and not. Hey guys, Doreen thinks the sob thinks the 60 months there, the big 6-0. Show me what you got. Containment Priest, Counterspell, Arwen. Main deck Containment Priest. Yeah, Containment Priest is very main deckable. Hits a lot of different decks, and sometimes you play combos with it, like Parallax Wave and such. Not a weird one in the main deck at all, in my opinion. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Sastifer thinks the sub, thinks the 100 months there. Sastifer says, I don't usually flaunt my resub, but 100 is an achievement. Thanks for years and years of delightful Caleb entertainment. Always great vibes. Hell yeah, Sastifer. I'll cheers your hundo with a swig of bourbon here. An achievement indeed. Taylor Enby thanks for the sub, thanks for 21 months. Taylor says, Caleb, thanks for being awesome and supporting our trans brothers and sisters. Absolutely. To our trans brothers and sisters, and the they-thems too. I was hoping they wouldn't have a blue source this turn. And then you can kind of force the issue on their end of turn by Cryptic bouncing one of their 2 blue sources. So then it's like, okay, well, I have to counter that sort of deal. They already played their lane for turn, so now this works. Might as well counterspell opponent. Might as well. Yeah, I'm supposed to be in the Titan there for more reanimation action, huh? I think I am. Then you'd have something to get back with Metamorphosis when you cast it next turn. Oh well. Oh, I can just discard it end of turn. Perfect. Alright, fair enough. Alright, what do they get? A Mother of Runes and 5 lands. So typically Titan could smack in, but that's only 11 damage. The opponent's at 13. And the Arwing can give the Torsten lifelink next turn. I think I just want to slam the Metamorphosis and reanimate my triplicate Titan. Pop a Worm into play. Edicting the opponent prevents the life gain. Wouldn't be the worst. I think it's worse than playing a Giant Worm, but it wouldn't be the worst. Oh, that's a flash. Does that change anything? I think I'm going to Emperor of Bones and exile their Fractured Identity from their graveyard, so they can't, like, snapcast it back or whatever. And then I'll just have the Malcolm put Metamorphosis Fanatic into play. It's this turn, I believe. 4 more Chorus counters, yeah. Well, hold on now. Let me go for the worm there. I decided I'd rather flash the Italian and like have the 15/15 to attack with. No, I'm not sure. I think I should have edicted on my turn, actually. So we want more instant speed removal for Containment Priest, and that Fatal Push is just a very efficient way of doing that. We still want the Cryptic Command, because that, you saw how it like let us force the issue on their end of turn, prevent them from holding up counters for eternity, really constrain their ability to do anything. And then we want to cut, I don't fucking know. I really like the information from Probe. That's what Probe and Inquisition are going to say in for sure. Maybe I'll cut a Cult Epiphany. You were hoping for me to put the Fanatic in and then like flash in the Italian, get 2 Italian triggers there. That could have been sweet. Yeah, I thought through a whole bunch of shit. I decided that I wanted to hold on to the Metamorphosis so I could just cast the Metamorphosis the next turn. It seemed harder to run out of fuel that way if they had a few removal spells and such. I do think I should have edicted on my turn, though. That was the one thing that I wish I'd done a little differently. Yeah, with the flash there's kind of crazy how many different viable lines there were. Oh, it's another turn 2 flash hand. Been getting a lot of those. There we go. I don't know. I don't know which is better. I mean, if they play Narset, I can just attack it. So I'm gonna grab Mana Leak, I think. Primus not Worm. Primus here. We had Worm last game. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Squee, Goblin and Bob. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for sharing that Prime. That's all I would say in the graveyard for the Emperor. Yeah, I don't think that matters very much with the Containment Priest down. Like, I'm not gonna be Emperoring in the near future anyway. And this, like, literally cleared 2 different colors off the board at the time. Delighted Halfling's not amazing at colored mana. Show and tell, kind of tempting. Just gonna do this now. Scared the shit out of you, did I? That is probably the most fun part of being a streamer. Alright, we'll try Tolly this time. The game is ended. They're just off it. Fair enough. Chromax. Imprinting Twisty Hum. Mox would have been great here. Or Inquisition Hum, just to help force things through. This tutor is so mystical. Well, they put some thought into it. Yeah, the scariest cards would have been like Tinker or Flash. Recall's good, but it's not like unbeatable or anything. It's kind of like a build your own divination. Because the mystical tutor is -1 card. And the recall is +3. How does the opponent have a shiny icon? Probably genetics. All right, Atali, time to find me the good stuff. We got a Snapcaster and a Dark Ritual. I guess I'm occult epiphanying for 3. This is a thing, I suppose. Not the most impressive, but not like a total whiff either, huh? Does that mean they left a Dark Ritual on top of the Palantir? Must have been. They wanted to draw that Dark Ritual. Maybe they're a Citadel deck? Maybe. Wasn't Shelly on top? Yeah, but you expect the opponent to mill the Shelly taboo. So the card that they actually wanted was the second one down, which was the Dark Ritual that we hit. Yeah, I figured mulling 2 might be iffy, but... Odawaring over Bitter Triumph, because I can't counter the Odawara. If they'd drawn, they would have gone down to 1. Imperial Seal, sure. This is the journey. Target me to 3. Oh, please don't kill me somehow. I'm too cute to be killed. Interesting little game. I think they're doing like shielded draw 7 stuff. I think they're kind of combo-y over there. Trying to combine like Grizzlebrand and Shieldred at the very least. We don't really have Graveyard Hate. Only 1 fetch for the Fatal Push makes it an unreliable answer to Shieldred. I think we just run this back. Just run this back and keep drawing well. Is Urtai worth bringing in? No, Urtai is very expensive. Curtains could be okay into a combo deck. Yeah. I would rather be the combo deck, though. I would rather have more cards that just have me winning. I'm gonna grab the Vampiric Tutor so they can't upkeep Vamp for more mana here. So I think that was their plan. There's a chance they hit anyway, of course. Just gonna play Malcolm this turn. The recall card seems kind of decent. It might see Modern play. No, the Ancestral Recall is too old for Modern. It was in the very first set of Magic that was ever printed, also known as Alpha. And the Modern format refers to the modern sleeves, borders, modern card borders that debuted in Mirrodin Block, which was quite a few sets later. So you'll never see Ancestral Recall cast in Modern for that reason. I think most people would consider Recall to be a little bit above power level for Modern as well. So we're unlikely to see a reprint of it into Modern anytime soon. Very tempting to Odawara bounce the currency converter. If I wanted to save the Emperor, I could Odora bounce that token. I kind of want to see what this Malcolm is going to loot me into. We know they have a Necromancy in hand, so we can't, just loot away the Atali to reanimate next turn. With the Emperor, they would get to it first. They should have double blocked, though. I think I gotta do this anyway. Which means maybe I should have done it to save the Emperor. We didn't know what the Malcolm was gonna loot into, though. Whether it would find me something more pressing, like a show and tell. Oh, very cool. So the issue here is that they still have that Necromancy in hand. So if I bin to Tali and tried to animate dead it, it'd be rough. Snap Inquisition animate. So to do that, you would still be bidding the Atali, and you would go Snap Inquisition, and they would go in response Necromancy your Atali. Right? Terrific line you roughed out there. I think I'm going to Inquisition, but I think I'm not hitting Necromancy. I think I'm hitting the Bone Shards, maybe. Yeah. And then the Snapcaster can trade with a 2-2. And the reason behind grabbing the Bone Shards is now the Malcolm can cheat a critter into play. Well, shit. Okay, now we can animate dead the Snapcaster and Bitter Triumph the Shieldred, I guess, is the plan. And this doesn't quite win because the opponent's got a Necromancy for their Shieldred in hand. So we need a little bit of help from this Atali. Yeah, I don't think that's going to do it. Fuck, huh? Close game. So impressive and so not good enough. Well, Fuddruckers. To game 3 we go. Yeah, I wonder if you take the Necromancy, if you get to win that game. That was tricky. Yeah, someone suggested Mind Twisting. The issue with Mind Twist is that they're one drop. Their one drop artifact there. It just gets to churn all their hand into 2/2s, and then they've got you're adding to their board pressure if you Mind Twist their whole hand. I like Snapcasting Inquisition a little bit better because, for one, I had a plan, right? I was protecting the Malcolm that turn, and then for two, they were getting a single 2/2, which I could then trade with my Snapcaster. Mind Twist, you're like using a lot of your mana, you're spending a lot of your turn, not answering their board, and actually making your problem worse by giving them a bunch of 2/2s. So that's why I didn't go for a Mind Twist line that game. Though it was tempting to get both the removal spell and the necromancy out of their hand, There's probably a better line in there somewhere. It was a complicated game. Hey, Ponder Putty thinks that's 67 months there. But that's what I was considering. That was what was on my mind. I'll say we can turn 2 flash them, I'm just gonna play it. I'm just gonna play the Emperor. Hey, Glasshouse Life thinks the sub thinks the 18 months. Hey, that's an interesting card. Yeah, maybe I should be holding up the Bitter Triumph this turn. Deny them 7 life. Can we win the clock? Absolutely not. This is game 3, and the opponent's not like slow or bad at Magic or anything. They'd probably be fine even if this was game 2. Clockwise. Am I over or under 1,000 Grizzlebrands reanimate with Shallow Grave? Oh, way under. You swear I used to play Tin Fins? Yeah, I played Tin Fins in like 2 paper tournaments or something. How many Shallow Graves getting back at Grizzlebrand do you think that would equate to? A lot more online, but even still. 1,000's a lot. Tin Fins is a deep cut. Not that deep. Played it in the Legacy Mediocre League to win the first season of that. I think we had like 3 seasons or something. Yeah, this Currency Converter by itself would be a tough card to beat. There's a reason I was getting aggressively, right? I really wanted to have like a turn 2 flash in our deck that, as we saw in the first couple matches, like can turn 2 flash pretty consistently with all of our tutors and everything. It's possible I should have even gotten to 4 here. Are Stips open? Sure. What are you thinking about, Cheons? Growing the Emperor Bones here isn't great, but it does... Oh, get me blown out by a Dismember. Oh, they want to kill the frog. Yeah, kill that frog. I was going to say it does keep their 2/2s from building up. Because that would be annoying. Alright, where's my Brain Freeze? GG. I think overall, like, we were probably favored in that matchup. Like, both decks have Recall and both decks have Flash Worm. But we had, like, a little bit more ways of monkeying with their graveyard with Emperor and Animate Dead, and they just had Necromancy. And then they had a few slower pieces, and I think we had more tutors than them. Not by a lot. They had, like, Seal and Vamp. We had Vamp Merchant. Yeah, maybe just, like, close to a Pure Mirror. We had a Mox. A lot coming down to the fact that